Welcome to the window installation tutorial. First, let's talk about the tools you'll need for this project. From left to right, we have flash tape, tuck tape, torpedo level, cat's paw pry bar, shop knife, hammers, screws, staple gun, staples, and needle nose pliers. You'll also require a drill and an oscillating saw, neither of which are pictured. Our first step is to take our Tyvek and apply it on our entire frame, completely covering up our rough stud opening and stapling it in place as we go. There's no exact pattern to the stapling process at this time, but you want it to be secure. Keep in mind the more staples you apply, the more you'll have to pry out at the end when you're tearing your station down. The Tyvek is an essential step when insulating your home, as it acts as a vapor barrier shield and prevents water from getting in while also allowing moisture to escape. You'll want to cut your Tyvek at the edge of your wall where you have finished stapling, and then trim the excess off the top so you have a tidy station to work with. Next, we're going to locate the top corners of our windows, as you can see here, and make 45-degree cuts approximately 4 inches each. Once you have made your cuts, you can proceed to cut horizontally across the top and horizontally across the bottom of the window frame. For now, you can go ahead and fold up that top layer and tape it in place with tuck tape. Later, when we unfold it before completing our window, this cut will allow for any water that runs down to go past the window rather than letting it in through any cracks. And then finally, cut vertically down the center of the window. You can then take those pieces through to the back side of the window and staple them in place. In order to properly weatherproof our windowsill, we're going to take our flash tape and apply carefully in 3 steps. Our focus is on the sill because typically the sill is the most common location of a window to experience leaks. For this reason, it's beneficial for windowsills to have a slight slope to prevent leaks. The first layer is called a bow tie. Measure out about 6 inches of flash tape and we'll cut out the shape of a bow tie, leaving about an inch of space in the center. We're going to apply it firmly to both sides, covering the corner as you can see here, and we're going to do this on both sides of the sill. Before we cut out our next piece, we're going to measure about 2 inches from each side of the sill and also 2 inches up. This will help us accurately apply our next piece where we want it. To determine the length of this piece, we will now measure the distance of the sill, including the 2 inches on both sides that we just measured. You could also measure the sill and add on 4 inches to your total. Before applying, we're going to make a 2-inch cut on both sides of our flash tape, 2 inches in from either side. This way, when we apply our tape to our sill, it secures in place on the outer sill and folds securely over the top. The third and last section of flash tape we will install will be on both corners again. Measure out 2 4-inch pieces of tape and make a 45-degree cut from the center to the corner. You can attach these pieces on both sides of your sill securely on top of your other layers, just as shown here. Finally, the moment you've been waiting for, we're going to insert our window. To check this, you'll want to ensure that you can feel your fingers on both sides and ensure that you have equal spacing on the sides as well as the top and bottom. Next, we're going to apply shins to make sure that the window is both plumb and level. Level meaning if you put the level on top of the window, and plumb if you measure it from the side. Insert your shins while your partner checks that it's level and plumb. Use a large enough level so that you can get an accurate reading. Once you're happy with where your window is sitting, you can go ahead and nail or screw in your shins. Next, we'll use the drill to screw in the window. You'll want to be careful not to put any screws directly in the corners, as it doesn't allow the welded corners to contract and expand with the changing temperatures, and therefore could lead to leaks and more water getting in down the road. To avoid this, we're going to go ahead and put 3 screws in both sides and 2 on the top and bottom. Now that we have our window screwed in, we can go ahead and put in more shins, 2 on each side in the back, which will keep the window steady in place. Once all of them are screwed or nailed in, you can go ahead and use your oscillating saw to trim the edges. Use the saw on a slight angle for the most effective cut. Now we're going to apply our tuck tape along both sides of the window. You'll want to place the tape a couple inches underneath the top layer and then also have a couple inches extra going down underneath the bottom of the sill. Next, on both sides, we will apply a strip of tape at a 45-degree angle, ensuring that we're covering all of our previous cuts. Note that we're not putting any tape at the bottom of the sill. This is an important detail because if we sealed off the entire window, there would be nowhere for the moisture to escape from the inside. There is no need to apply tape to the top, as the direction of the Tyvek and the siding that will get installed on top of it will prevent any water from getting in directly underneath. That's a wrap for the window installation, and don't forget to know your tools and tidy up for the next group.